How many people are searching for that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What demographic is buying a Vauxhall in that colour?
I think I'd be that 5.
Don't need to touch that.
It's just so easy. So easy. Screams Uber to me.
If my mum was to get an EV, no, it's true, my mum was to get an EV.
Okay, so I'm here with Danny and Sukhi, and we're going to play a wee game called Stocklist, okay? So I've got some awesome electric cars on these cards, right? I'm going to show you them, wee bit of information about them, make, model, no mileage though, so you're going to have to just go with the average or something, right? And you have to rate them from 1 to 5 based on how retailable they are. How much do you want them on your pitch, okay? This is a classic, in my opinion. BMW i3, 42 kilowatt hours, 2019.
It's a small city car. Some good battery on there. The range is still okay. What do you think?
Yeah, for me, they are good, but the kind of pigeonhole to the person that doesn't really want to drive that far, and I feel like EVs have come quite a long way since these have come out.
Yeah, and they stopped producing these as well. So generally, it's probably not great for a family car.
Yeah.
But I think probably somewhere between a 3 or a 4.
Do you know what? I was saying 3. So
Let's go with the 3 then.
Let's do 3.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, Nissan Leaf, 40 kilowatt hours, 2018.
A very similar banding as to the i3 in my opinion. A bit bigger in terms of size, the same sort of battery size and range as well.
Yeah, I feel the Nissan Leaf is, if my mum was to get an EV, no, it's true, my mum was to get an EV, who's always drove things like Nissan Micras, she's going to trust Nissan as a brand.
Yeah.
I feel that could be a 4.
Yeah. The other thing is these things suffered from ChargeGate. I don't know if you remember that, where you could only charge them a couple of times before rapid charging them. So for long journeys, this is more, again, a city car for me. So a 4 would fit nicely.
Okay, brilliant. Now we're in unison now.
Yeah.
I think I'd be that 5. Okay, one of my personal favourites, Polestar 2. This is just the standard range one, 64 kilowatt hours, 2021.
Not bad. It's one of those cars that basically, if you don't go Tesla, you go Polestar. I've seemed to find that with a lot of people. Standard range again, still 64 kilowatts, bigger battery than the other 2, but for me it probably sits somewhere in the 3 and the 4 category.
I'm going to go bang in the middle and I'll say 3. Do you think a 3?
Yeah, I'm going to agree on a 3.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
Okay.
Okay, next one, I think these are quite popular with fleets. MG5, 61 kilowatt hours, one of the only electric estates that you can buy.
Screams Uber to me. Yeah, it doesn't excite me, if I'm honest. It's not something that I would say I'd 100% go for.
How many people are searching for that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm close to a 5 on that, just down to the fact of the vehicle itself. It doesn't make me so excited about it. So even though it's got a good battery, it has the size, it just wouldn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Second, number 5. We're not doing very well here, are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Vauxhall Mokka Electric, 50 kilowatt hours, and a nice green colour.
So we're going on colour, aren't we?
What would you say to that? Again, not exciting.
It's, again, I think Vauxhall's a trusted brand.
Yeah.
And I feel, again, I always think about that person's first EV.
Yeah.
They trust the brand. What demographic is buying a Vauxhall in that colour? Oh, it's like a midlife crisis sort of colour, isn't it, really?
Sits between a 3 and a 4 again.
Yeah,
for me.
I think I'm going to say 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
I'll go with that.
Number 4.
You go for it.
Okay, interesting. I thought that was going to be a number 1 all day, every week.
Wow.
Okay, Tesla Model Y, right? So this is a dual motor long range edition, 2023.
100% number one for me.
Don't even need to.
Yeah, okay.
I don't even need to touch that.
Supercharging network, the size of the car, the efficiency, it's just so easy, so easy.
Yeah, it's my biggest seller by a country mile is that car, and it's got that crossover vibe, what people like. Yeah, and I feel that Tesla as a brand have just finessed all the way through. So yeah, it's a
Nailed all the
solid number one.
Yep.
Who's that?
Perfect. I had one of these as my first company electric car and I loved it. Skoda Enyaq. Smaller battery version, 62 kilowatt hours. I'm not sure about the spec though.
I'd say, in terms of spec, you can get different specs on each one, but the battery size, being a smaller battery, puts it down a little bit. The size and the quality of the car and branding, I'd put it somewhere between a 2 and a 3.
Yeah, I agree. I'd could probably stick something on that and say a 2. Yeah, I feel again, it's a trusted brand by maybe the older sort of demographic. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2.
Two's fine.
Okay, I drove the fast one of these and I absolutely loved it. Ford Mustang Mach-E. Big battery, 91 kilowatt hours, 2021.
I've just bought one of these
Yeah.
the other day. I don't know yet.
I'd stick that in the number one category because it's got the same vibes as the Tesla Model Y, an extended range battery on there. Again, a brand which has been known. A bit odd that they went with the Mustang name on an SUV,
Yeah.
but hey ho. I think, yeah, it fits in as a number one for me.
Number one. Yeah, number one. I hope so anyway.
Yeah.
We're doing well now.
Yeah.
Flying in.
Flying in
On a roll.
This is my current car, Kia EV6.
Yeah.
77 kilowatt hours, GT line, 800 volt charging system on these.
Yeah.
Fantastic for people that do long distance.
Again, one for me.
It's number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's number one. I've yet to do one of these, but it's on my list definitely.
We get a lot of inquiries for Kia in itself and as a brand, but the EV6 is a nice size car with the range as well.
They can be a bit funny where I know you've got to be careful buying these with the service history everything's got to align or you can invalidate your battery warranty pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why that I haven't done any of these yet over Teslas because it's pretty much impossible to invalidate the battery warranty. But with these, they can be a little bit funny about it.
And you get the roadside assistance as well. When you go to service it on time, you renew your roadside assistance with them at the same time, which is a big help if you run out of range. It's silly things, but it helps.
I'm assuming you get a 7-year non-battery warranty with the EV, same as the ICE.
Yeah,
Is that true?
7-year warranty plus the battery warranty, plus you can, if you service it on time, you get the...
So you never hear from the customer again?
No.
Yeah, nice.
Awesome. This is going at number one, right? Pretty sure. Tesla Model 3, dual motor, long range.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the Y. There's no questions on that for me.
Well, the Y is essentially it's the free on stilts, isn't it? And it's never ever have a problem selling these.
Okay. Hyundai Kona, 39 kilowatt hours.
Oh,
Well, that's small.
yeah, small battery, smallish car. Again, I think that's going to have to sit in a 3 just down to the battery for me.
I might say it could even be a 4.
Yeah, or 4. He had the larger battery. I would have put it in a number 2.
Well, we're looking at range on a 39 kilowatt battery there.
180 miles, I think.
On a good day.
150 to 180.
I'd call it 150.
Got 4.
A 4.
Suggestion was 4.
Okay.
Okay, last but not least, Hyundai Ioniq 5, 73 kilowatt hours.
I'd put that in a number 2. Size of the vehicle, size of the battery, the spec has been quite high with the Ultimate. It doesn't hit all the spots right at the top because of the range on the vehicle is slightly less than the other ones that we've got there at the top. For me, it sits in a number 2.
I'd agree there. Yeah, it looks nice. It looks like nice spec, nice wheels. Yeah, I think that's correct.
Perfect. That's it. I'm out of cards. I disagree with the Mocha.
Oh.
I see them charging all the time on our network, so I would have that higher up. But
It'd been good if we'd had a leaked of what the actual retail rating of that were to.
The one thing I'd say is maybe with fleets on finance, that would do well. But in terms of having it on your pitch and trying to sell it for cash, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you.